Tuesday's take for Tuesday, March the 1st, and this has to do with one of the more underrated parts of the sports calendar, in my opinion, the start of spring, or at least 3 weeks away from spring. And aside from the downside of your allergies acting up, and your eyes are watery, your nose is running, and everything, and from the occasional sours, this is really a great time to be a sports fan, and it has to do with the fact that it's the start of the baseball season, or at least spring training, and you know what that means? Hope springs eternal, like the flowers that rise out of the ground after it stops raining. Every team in Major League Baseball thinks, you know, this year could be the year. And legitimately, you can make an argument for 14 of the 15 teams in the American League East actually making the playoffs, to varying degrees, obviously. But with the exception of the Oakland Athletics, everyone else is like, if a few things go right here and a few things go right there, why not us? And if you get, obviously, to the playoffs, who knows where that will take you. Obviously, a lot of the teams' reality will set in a lot sooner than maybe August or September, but more likely in July. But who knows? I mean, who thought this Twins would have lasted as long as they did? In the National League, it's a lot less compelling, except for the NFL, especially in the NL East, where it's a two-team race. Although you want to look at the dysfunctional Marlins or whatever is going on with them, you can go ahead and do that. But I mean, it's the NL Central. It has to do with the Cardinals, who I think personally will probably repeat again because the way that they're run, they're basically a really good regular season team, and then the Pirates are really underrated, and then the Cubs, who have a lot of, in my opinion, stupid fans who don't seem to realize there's a reason why you haven't won since 1908, and this notion that they're the team to beat. Well, like I'll explain that later of how they are in upcoming videos, but I don't buy into them. And then there's the NL West, the arms race, the Dodgers, and seemingly having lost Zach Greinke and then having to replace the pieces with like less expensive, but in all likelihood lesser pitchers. And then the Diamondbacks really going in, but perhaps they mortgage the future just to win now, if you agree with that or not. And then there's the Giants adding Cueto and Samardzija to go with, who they already have in Madison Bumgarner. I mean, the last two teams, the Padres and the Rockies, you really don't need to discuss them. I mean, their season may be over by like game four. Okay, maybe not that far. But something I also want to add on this video is I'm not going to stop talking about basketball. I also think that during this time, if you're a college basketball fan, obviously you're getting excited because there's conference tournaments and the NCAA tournament is coming up, and everybody fills out a bracket. But I'm not going to be focusing on that. But what I will be focusing on is the races for certain seeds and certain potential matchups. I mean, we could end up having, the way it's looking, potentially a first round matchup between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. You got a young, aggressive team that's really good analytically, and then the Miami Heat, it's more of a veteran team. So is it stats versus experience or something like that? I think in the Western Conference it's much more straightforward, but there could be some interesting matchups as well. I mean, Memphis, even though they're going to be without Gasol or Marc Gasol, how will they do in the playoffs? Will they change up their style and maybe throw up a curveball at an opponent that's not expecting it, and maybe knock out one of the top three teams? Yeah, either the Thunder or the Spurs are probably there. That's who they would face. And where does Portland finish? This is a team that was probably supposed to be not very good, maybe win 25 games, and then bow out in the way that they've done, replacing four of their five starters in the run that they've been on. I don't think people know exactly or have given them enough credit because how unbelievable they've been and how resilient they've been. So, okay, what more can you expect from this team to do except perhaps off a huge first round upset against, again, one of the top three teams in the Western Conference. So that's it. I'm going to be discussing baseball, and I'm going to be focusing more on baseball, but on occasion I'll be alternating back to basketball because I like those two sports. Let me know real quick what you think, and have a great day on this wonderful, wonderful I was about to say Monday, Tuesday, March 1st for Tuesday's Take. And I'm Hussein Meyer. Bye.